Hi, my name's Kim Taylor, and I would love to be part of the Unreal Root project and team. I've had a lifelong fascination with other people, languages, and cultures, so when I read your posting on Backstage.com, I thought, I have to send these guys a video right away and let them know I think I'm a great fit for this. So, from a qualification standpoint, I am a professional speaker and a conference MC, and I'm initiating a career as an industrial, commercial, and voice actor. So to that end, I take acting, improv, on-camera technique, voice classes at Second City and the acting studio in Chicago. I speak fluent Spanish, and I have lived, worked, and traveled in about 30 different countries around the world, including Latin America, the Middle East, Africa, Europe, Asia, the Pacific. So I really enjoy traveling people, cultures, and languages, like I said. So personally, I grew up in San Diego, and as part of that, I spent a lot of time in Mexico. My dad had a manufacturing firm down there, so during the summers, I would go to Mexico with him, and I basically lived there during the summer. One of the things that we would do is visit with people. So he had friends that were pretty rich, and then he had friends that were really amazingly poor. I mean, literally living in shack poor. And I remember we went one time to go visit this old woman. She was probably 70 years old, and we drove 40 minutes out of town, and then on a dirt road and bouncing, and we could only drive so far, and then we had to get out and walk. This is how far off the grid that this woman lived. And she lived alone. She had all her dogs and just a very simple life. And I remember, even though I didn't speak Spanish at the time, I pretty much understood. And I remember sitting there listening to her and my dad talk while they had coffee and I'm eating cookies or something. And I just was so fascinated with her life. And she was so animated and she had so much sparkle in her eyes. And yet, she lived this really super simple existence. And it was amazing to me. And I couldn't help but think, I wanted to know everything about her life. What did she think about? What did love and work and goals, what did these things mean to her? Because her life was so vastly different than mine. So I think actually that's where probably my fascination started with cultures and other people. So as I grew up, I actually went to UC Davis, got a bachelor's degree in international relations, and from there I joined the Peace Corps. So I lived about 2.5 years in Honduras, and I worked as a health and nutrition volunteer. So my focus was working with midwives, pregnant women, malnourished children, vaccination campaigns, things like that. So much to tell there, but I guess I'll suffice to say it was a life-changing experience for sure. And the greatest part about it was living with these people, not just swooping in on an airplane, coming in for a couple of days and leaving. I lived there for 2.5 years, and I became part of the community. Although, always the gringa, kind of stood out like a sore thumb, being so tall and that sort of thing. But it was an amazing experience becoming part of that community. And so when I returned to the States, I got a master's degree in economic and social development, and I also got a master's in business. And so I utilized that for about 10 years or so, working in corporate America. And then I opened my own company, first a consulting firm and doing public speaking and keynotes and seminars and those sorts of things. And then a few years ago, in 2008, I opened another company called Healthcare Language Services. And what that was is a medical interpreting service. So hospitals were my clients, and I had about 100 employees, and they spoke about 35 different languages. And what we would do is we would go on site to the hospitals and interpret between non-English speaking patients and their families and the medical staff that was treating them. So an amazing experience again. And one of the things that I love so much about it is my employees were the United Nations. In fact, we would have potlucks. Every quarter we'd do professional development meetings, and everybody would bring their food from literally around the world. And it was amazing. So anyway, that's a little bit about me and my experiences. I guess in sum, I would say I truly think I could contribute greatly to the project and the team. and I could utilize not only my international experience, my communication skills, but also my ability to connect quickly with people and just really understand where they're coming from and make a connection. So I hope you enjoyed this short video, and if you think there's a fit with the project, would love to hear from you. So thanks again for taking the time to listen. I'm Kim Taylor.